Today, Fabrizio Romano and other reputable journalists, as far as the transfers are concerned, have dropped what we call a bombshell. And obviously, it's all about Joao Felix, and obviously, he's linked to Arsenal. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're really watching us for the very first time, endeavor to go into the lower right bottom corner, smash the subscription button by smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. And obviously, continue to go on and subscribe because we are left with, is it 90 subscribers to hit 8,000 subscribers. And guys, subscribe, and obviously let me see close to 200 likes onto this video, because the more you like this video, the more it is going to be going viral down there. So as I told you, that one of the things I really believe that there is a missing piece in the jigsaw of Arsenal, apart from the midfield defense and on the wing where Bukayo Saka plays, I believe Arsenal need a center forward. When I came out and said this, very many people said that I don't rate this guy Nketiah. But I ask people, how many times have you seen Mikel Arteta bring on Eddie Nketiah? How many times have you seen that happen? You get, especially when Arsenal is in need of a goal. How many times has he done that? He has played most of the games of the UEFA Europa League, started them, but in the Premier League he has not started any game, and all of the games have been played with Gabriel Jesus starting or leading the line for Arsenal. So what does that mean? It means that Mikel Arteta doesn't trust Eddie Nketiah. The reason as to why he gave him a new contract was to really keep him around, because they couldn't go out in the market to bring another striker after bringing Gabriel Jesus, because they were already in deficit for one striker in the replacement of Aubameyang, who had left in January. So letting Eddie Nketiah go had really gone ahead to power in goals was something bad for Arsenal, and they thought that maybe on the business part of it, you let Eddie Nketiah go, that means you are losing out on money. Now today, obviously, Fabrizio Romano was the first to really tell us on his YouTube channel that Joao Felix is open to leaving Atletico Madrid in the new year. New year means January, and he wants to leave Madrid as up. So Fabrizio Romano confirming to us that he wants to leave. Obviously, that is what we call a past litmus test. And obviously, the others journalists came in through and really went ahead to give us more green light or throw more light onto the story of Joao Felix wanting to leave a side which goes by the names of Atletico Madrid. One, it's Ekrem Kona coming in from Turkey. He's a global transfer expert from Turkey. Obviously, he works for Ficharges and Calisio Pioli. He has come out and confirmed to us that Joao Felix wants to leave Atletico Madrid and has asked his agent to find him a club. Arsenal are monitoring the situation of the Portuguese striker. So it's really going hard for Atletico Madrid, because Joao Felix and Diego Simeone fell out, I think, for now 2 seasons, because Joao Felix doesn't believe that he's being played in a system that best suits him as a center forward, or as a support striker, or a left attacking midfielder. And obviously, him at the age of just 23 years, because they signed him in 2019 when he was he 18, 19? I think he's 21, 22 years. That is Joao Felix. He believes it's time for him to go out and make a new move. He signed a deal of close to 6 years. I think his deal is left with just 3 or 4 years to leave Atletico Madrid. They signed him expensively from Benfica at close to 120 million euros. That's the amount of money that they paid. But he has told his agent, find me a new club. Obviously, the suitors, Arsenal is one of the suitors, and are monitoring the situation of the Portuguese striker. This goes exactly to mirror what Emmanuel Petit said yesterday in the last video I did. He told the Arsenal hierarchy that they should bring in 3 or 4 players. Amid these players he talked about, he never talked about a center forward, but he talked about wingers he talked about wingers. I think he talked about a center forward, because he said Gabriel Jesus, Odegaard, Bukayo Saka and Martinelli are not going to play every game. When you mention about Gabriel Jesus, that means you're talking about strikers, and obviously he hit the nail on its top by talking about strikers. Now, after him talking about that, we are being told that Arsenal is monitoring Joao Felix, and obviously they want to sign him in January. To me, it's going to be, if at all they manage to go on and bring in Joao Felix, it will be a very good signing for Arsenal, because when you look at a club like Arsenal, signings like these continue to be a threat to them. continue to be a threat to their opponents like Man City and very many others. One, if Arsenal adds Joao Felix to its squad, that's a title-winning signing. It's an endorsement, or it's sending a message to teams like Man City that are 5 points behind Arsenal that we are not going to sleep at any point. We are just going to add in more gears. If Arsenal is at gear number 3, if they bring Joao Felix, that obviously propels them to the 4th gear. That's it. If you know what Joao Felix is all about. And for Joao Felix, he has not done himself injustice in the World Cup. He has come on and really scored. He came on the game of Ghana and scored a goal. I think he had just spent like 2-3 minutes on the field of play. He scored. What does that mean? It means that he wants to send a message to the suitors that, please, I'm good at scoring. The problem is Diego Simeone, the manager that doesn't really get me onto the playing field into the right position, and obviously him being a pragmatic manager who goes with a very low block style of football that doesn't suit me. That's why it looks like I'm rusty at Atletico Madrid. And obviously he's showing everyone that at Portugal, I'm rejuvenating myself, and if you play me in a very expansive team and very attacking-minded team, obviously I'll come in and really put in goals. One will ask, how will Joao Felix fit into that Arsenal squad? Let me tell you this. Joao Felix can play very well on the right. He can play very well on the left side of that midfield, on the right side, on the left and right attacking side of the midfield. He can read the line, and he can play as a support striker. That is Joao Felix for you. Meaning that he can start where Bukayo Saka plays, he can start where Martinelli plays, he can start where Gabriel Jesus plays. And Gabriel Jesus is used like a tool. And with this season that is having very many games, and there is the World Cup, you need a player who is going to come in through and really do the needful for you, especially when Gabriel Jesus is tired, you get? And there are times when you need a new force in your team. And this is exactly the particular time where Arsenal needs a new force for Joao Felix to come in and add on. If at all Arsenal can go and pursue this player, obviously it's really going to be a very huge signing, and I believe it's really going to be great. But the reason as to why I believe they might bring him is all about Kroenke, Edu, and Mikel Arteta wanting to make history to win the first Arsenal trophy since how many years? Are they close to, I think they're 18 years. Arsenal last won a trophy in 2003, 2004. Those are how many years? Those are 18 years. So Arsenal last won 18 years back. That's the Premier League trophy when they're the Invisibles. And obviously, that's what will happen to side which goes by names of Arsenal. And I believe they are going to go hard in the market in January, and they're going to spend big. And them spending big, sensibly, that's the best for Arsenal. Then we've been told by Darren Arsenal tried to get Joao Felix on loan with view to a transfer. Joao Felix has decided to leave Atleti in January. Complete breakdown between him and Simeone. That story has come in from Marca. So Arsenal tried to get Joao Felix on loan twice. That's it, with a view to a transfer. So it shows you that this is something that has been cooking, and it's known that Arsenal have wanted Joao Felix for only now, or this winter transfer window. Arsenal has always wanted this guy, and we've been told by Marca that Joao Felix has decided to leave Atleti in January. Complete breakdown between him and Simeone in there for you. So if he has decided to leave, as I told you earlier, and Fabrizio Romano has confirmed it, then Arsenal needs to go on and break the bank. The only team that is going to get Joao Felix needs to go on and break the bank, because I believe Atletico won't allow not less than how much? Not less than 80 million pounds. That is 100 million euros, because he's still young. His potential is undoubted, but he has failed up with the manager. They will go on and allow to lose close to 20 million euros, but they will call for 80 million pounds or 100 million euros for Joao Felix. So can Arsenal go out and go on and really get that amount of money? Obviously, wait and see. And secondly, the loan issue. The loan issue, it can work well for Atletico Madrid because this player is tied on a contract for so long. And if he's tied on a contract for so long, that means you can loan him out for like 6 months or one more season or 1.5 seasons. That means we'll be left like with 3 or 2 years. Then when he picks up form, then suitors will come out in plenty to see to it that they really sign him and play for their club. So I think that will be the best decision for Atletico Madrid. Loan him out in January, and he plays some good games. Obviously, he's going to hit the ground running provided you sell him to a side that is not pragmatic. And obviously, you'll go out and really get the best out of him. So that is a man who goes by the names of Joao Felix. And obviously, he wants out from a team which goes by the names of Atletico Madrid. And Marca coming out and confirming this shows you that it is something that has been boiling, and obviously the player really wants out. Now, let's talk about the competitors before we go into the earlier stories that we are ran into the summer that most of you paid a deaf ear to because you were really wanting to signing Gabriel Jesus at Arsenal. Now, Man United is one of the teams that is going in for Joao Felix. Know that. Then Man City wanted Joao Felix, but they wanted him if at all Bernardo Silva left. But I believe as things stand right now, Man City will always want to get Joao Felix because looks like they need an extra goal scorer at the club. Not so. Then Bayern Munich are in search of a centre forward, and when you look at all the teams I'm talking about, Bayern has no centre forward to go on and really lead the line for them. Remember, Bayern is playing PSG in the Champions League. Obviously, if they are playing PSG in the Champions League, they need a player like Joao Felix. So it's really going to be a very huge battle on who is going to win it. But even Arsenal has upper chances to sign Joao Felix. Reason being, they are really having a project that can convince, or that is conducive to any player that is playing the game of football in this world. Looking at the age bracket of 20, very many Arsenal players are in that age. Bukayo Saka, 21. Martinelli, 22. Gabriel Jesus is 25. Odegaard is 23. You see, they are really having a crop of young players. Saliba, 21. Zinchenko is 26. So their project is really in the good age bracket, and obviously Joao Felix fits in like a glove into that project of Arsenal. Right now, Kylian Mbappe has put France 1 goal ahead of Denmark. It's 1 France, Denmark 0. Talking about that game of football, Saliba, the Arsenal player, has not started into that game of football. So second game, Saliba has not played for France, and obviously we're waiting to see what the manager is going to go on and do for William Saliba. Now, after that, let me give you a flash of the stories that really ran in the summer of Arsenal being linked to Joao Felix. They're as follows. This is Paul Brown. He's a freelance published in every UK national and obviously London football beat. He has told us that, told us in the summer that Arsenal have admired Joao Felix for a long time. The hierarchy are big fans of him. You get? So the hierarchy has always admired a man who goes by the names of Joao Felix. Then again, he told us that Arsenal have for a long time looked for Joao Felix. I think he's known very well to some of the hierarchy here who are big fans and have been for quite a while. So the hierarchy of Arsenal admires Joao Felix. That's it. No doubt. They admire Joao Felix and they would love to bring him at the club. Now, on the 23rd of June, El Chiringuito, that is a TV in Spain, came out and confirmed to us that Arsenal are reportedly interested in contacting Joao Felix about the potential of coming to the carpet. Simeone has transfer listed him and he's been offered to a number of clubs and would like to replace him with Gonçalo Guedes, who went to a team which goes by the names of Wolverhampton Wanderers. So that was a story by then, but these are confirmations that Arsenal have been monitoring Joao Felix and they would love to see him make it to the list of the players they have at Arsenal as far as their front three is concerned. Obviously, he blusters the front three of Arsenal. Joao Felix is clinical. And he is brilliant. When you are talking about one of those forwards you would love to have at your team, all on your team, to come out and really lead the line with the likes of Gabriel Jesus. Obviously, he comes in through and does the needful. But there is a story that came in through earlier of Mikhailo Modric. Where does this leave the deal of Mikhailo Modric? Because when you're signing Joao Felix, he can play all the front three positions. He can. For Mikhailo Modric, he can only play on the left and maybe lead the line. That is Mikhailo Modric. Now, if you are the one who is going to make the decision, put yourself in the foot of Mikel Arteta and Edu. Who do you go for? Mikhailo Modric or Joao Felix? They are in the same age bracket. They are almost going to go for the same amount of money. Joao Felix is more proven. The other one is not more proven. Who are you really going to go in for? So go into the comment section. Tell me what you think about Joao Felix to Arsenal. And Arsenal have been monitoring him for a very, very long time. And they want him to come and bluster. And obviously bluster that attacking side of a team which goes by the names of Arsenal. Thank you guys for watching in. Smash the like button, comment and share, and obviously tell me what you think about Arsenal and Joao Felix. I'm out for now. Right now, Denmark has just leveled the game. It's 1-1 in the 67th minute. Obviously, this game was not going to be an easy one, and obviously Denmark have registered an equalizer in the 60th or 70th minute, and now the game is level. Let's wait and see what is going to happen. May the Almighty Lord watch you or protect you abundantly.